Hello everyone, happy new year. Oh my god, I still can't believe it's 2021. Hi everyone, I'm Caroline. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are a returning member, welcome back. Guys, oh my god, that is insane. I thought I would start off the year by doing a little Christmas haul of books I got for Christmas. So yeah, let's slide on into it. So this Christmas I tried to keep my list a little lower, just because I tend to overdo it with books throughout the year. So I just think, you know, at Christmas time it's get less. But so I don't really have a very big classics collection. I think that probably stems from the fact that I don't really like classics. I just find them at times difficult to connect with, and sometimes the language can be hard, and yeah, so I don't really have a lot of classics. Let's just put it out there. Other than the classics that I had to read for school, that's kind of, yeah, where my classic library ends. I tend to more like fantasy and contemporary and just, yeah, that kind of stuff. So this year I actually decided to put on my wish list for Christmas a collection of classics, which I love. Jane Austen, and I don't have any of her stuff. When I say I love Jane Austen, it's not that I love Jane Austen, but I love Jane Austen. Does that make sense to anyone? But yeah, so I love Jane Austen. I love her story. I love how she became to be, you know, basically the first romance writer of her time, of any time really. She is the first romance writer, and so I think her writing is really nice, and so I decided to get a collection of her works, but I didn't just get a collection of her works. I actually have a friend, her name is Kate. Hi Kate, how are you? And she actually got me into the idea of cloth-bound books, and I was like, oh, cloth-bound books, that is so cool. I love the leather-bound books too. I don't have very many of those because they are expensive and they're also really like big, like they take up a lot of room on your bookshelf. But she was telling me about cloth-bound books, and I was like, cloth-bound books, that is sick as. And because she lives in Hong Kong, obviously, you know, she's like, cloth-bound books, they get moldy really easily. So I was like, oh, okay. But I like love the idea of a cloth-bound book. So I ended up asking for, on my wish list, the complete Jane Austen collection in cloth bound. So it's super exciting. I'll show you each individual book. Let me pull it out. Okay, so this is Persuasion. I think there is the issue of they are tiny, like they are really, really small, and the writing is really, really small. Have a look at that. Like, it's teeny tiny. You can get, I'm pretty sure you can get bigger size cloth bound. Like you can get like A4. Is it A4 or A5? I think it's A5 size. Like a normal book size. These are more, so to give you an idea, this is a pocket book, and this is the cloth bound I got. So it's basically on par with a pocket book size. So yeah, it's a bit small, but that's all right. They'll take up less room on the shelf, I guess. So then I got Persuasion, Mansfield Park, Emma, Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice. There you go. So yeah, basically all of her classics, and Northanger Abbey. So basically, yeah, every book that she's written well, not every book that she's written, but like this is just like the collection. And I also got a little journal in here too, so I thought that was really nice and cute. You can write stories, put them amongst Jane Austen's, and there's actually little quotes from her books. So yeah, it's really nice. But yeah, so basically I started off with that because I have now got my own little collection of cloth bounds, and they're classics, so that's fantastic. And now I've just got to build up my leather bound collection. And the other thing I got as well for Christmas this year was this big boy, which it's basically the haute couture of Yves Saint Laurent from 1962 to 2000, and it's just a collection. Inside we've just got a collection of images, which this book is really heavy. Yeah, so basically it's just a collection of different runway looks that they did from 1962 to 2000. And I'm a little bit of a fashion head when I'm not reading a book, so I really wanted to get one of each of the designer brands and start building up my other collection of designer branded fashion haute couture books. And I also got the Chanel one, which this one was with Karl Lagerfeld. The Karl Lagerfeld campaigns. So some of you may or may not know who Karl Lagerfeld is. Karl Lagerfeld basically is one of the most celebrated designers. He worked at Dior for a little while, and then he went to Chanel, and he worked at Chanel for a little while during the time when Chanel was struggling. He basically brought it up to the level that it's at right now. And he sadly passed away last year. Sorry, 2019. Karl Lagerfeld sadly passed away in 2019, but he is celebrated as a man who basically brought a lot of character and design into the fashion world. He is the person that created a lot of models, and he gave them their jobs basically. He is the grandfather of fashion in a lot of people's eyes. And yeah, when he passed away, it was a very sad day. He also does have his own label. Karl Lagerfeld is his label, which you can buy stuff from. But basically, I got the Chanel capsule of when Karl Lagerfeld was the designer behind Chanel, and same deal as the other one. It's basically just photos of the different looks and designs he brought to Chanel. Yeah, so this one was really exciting. So this one started from 1987 until the present day. And that was when Karl Lagerfeld went over to Chanel. And like I said, he did some time at Dior, he did some time at, the other noticeable one I think he did was YSL. But I do know he is pretty celebrated for his Chanel work. Because if anyone's been to Chanel, it's a brand that's really, really up there. So yeah, he did a great job. But yeah, so that was basically all of my haul for Christmas. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think I was excited to get these books, but like, they're cloth bound, they're cool, they're cute as. So I think the size is probably a bit too small, but what can you do? I think the idea of these is to have them alongside your other copies or versions of the book, because Lord knows I would not be able to read this. The writing is teeny tiny, but who loves a bit of Jane Austen? She's amazing. So yeah, that is me. That is my Christmas haul. So if you guys got any books for Christmas, let me know in the comments down below. What did you think of the books I got for Christmas this year? I'm super excited to read some of these books, but I'm also really excited to just look through the photos of my fashion books and just dream about being on a runway one day. Yeah, so that is basically my Christmas haul, and I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe and see more of me, and I will see you guys in my next video.